Folks, welcome to the Week 17 update of the Blue Guardian Challenge. Now, there's tons of drama this week. Number one is I'm out of the challenge. I blew the account. What happened? How did I do it? Well, I'll tell you exactly how I did it. I traded two different robots. The first one drew the account down by about 3%. Then I started to manually trade it, and I went through probably 7 different strategies in that course of like a month and a half or whatever it was, 2 months, 7 different strategies. Why did I go through so many strategies? You're saying, like, does this guy not learn from the interviews he's doing? Well, my mentor said, you can improve on that strategy. Every single time he said that, I had to change the damn strategy. So I'm now at a spot where I feel like, okay, this is the way I want to actually go forward. So I'm going to take the challenge again, and hopefully this time I can do way better. All right, that's me. That's my update. We've got Gentsla in the house, and he's given you guys a great breakdown of his trading week. He's almost ready to pass this challenge, or phase 1 at least. So, guys, that is coming up. It's a masterclass breakdown. We had Ed Cadet, who's been on the show for the last few weeks, just disappear off the face of the earth. I don't know where he's at. No update. Not turning up to the live streams. Doesn't reply to me. So who knows? Ed, if you're watching this, please hit me up. We've also got Zach giving us an update, and the new trader that was due to start this week is having job issues, so that's been postponed as well. Now, if you do want to come on board and take up one of these 25k challenges from Blue Guardian, then here's what you need to do. There's a link under the video here. Go and click it, fill in the form. Now, this is the thing you need to do that nobody else can seem to do. Fill in the form with a link to a video of you actually trading and talking whilst you're trading, so I can see what you're going to be like on the live streams. Because if you do win one of these 25k Blue Guardian challenges, what you're going to need to do is jump on the live streams and trade that on a regular basis. So folks, if that sounds like you, jump in there, fill in the form, and we'll see if we get you a spot here on Trading Nut. Remember, you can get 10% off with Blue Guardian. All one word, Trading Nut is the coupon. That's all you need to do. There's a link below the video, but let's hear from them now and then jump into Gentsla's update and then Zach's update. Our sponsor, Blue Guardian, is the only prop firm that gives their traders a tool to protect them from hitting their max daily loss and over trading. It's super simple to use. Just set the Guardian Protector each day from your dashboard. Did you also know that they've just released an unlimited time evaluation with a 0 trading days requirement, giving you plenty of time to hit their low 8 and 4% targets, making it super fast to get funded. Plus, it's cheaper than the 40-day time limit evaluation. Check out the link and coupon in the description to get 10% off your next Blue Guardian evaluation.
Weekly recaps are good. This week was another interesting week. Been really interesting. We've grown a little bit, so let's get straight into it. So, as you can see right here, we are now up 6.13%, so we are 1.8%. Now, it's quite interesting actually. This week I got up all the way to 7.1%. It was almost there. On Thursday I streamed and then had a little like a meltdown and then started taking a bit of like rage trades. I've learned from that. I reflected on it. And then we had a little bump up again to where we are right now. On Friday actually, NFP goodness. Let's get into it. Beginning the whole week off, we began Sunday, the Monday. It was the Sunday on GJ actually, I think it was. Yes. This Sunday was actually quite a nice trade because what we had was we had a nice shift in structure over here. With GJ, I always actually extend my stops a little bit. But you'll notice what I do here, this is a little bit of Sam Samurai, is we have the session, not the gap, that's my target right there. What we have is the liquidity time. So what I do is I just draw a fib on that. Wherever my entry is, which is right there, which you'll see is I have 50%. That is where my stops are. And so then I took a few nice trades on that day. I just saw opportunities. There was a shift in structure. It was after my time. And I saw this beautiful trade happening and just took it on GJ. Going into Euro, USD, there's a beautiful void that was set up over here. Now, of course, I have this line over here, which is my target. We had a news come out, we had a fair value gap in price, and then I got in within that fair value gap, and I was expecting price to continue going up to this void and further. That was the target. As you can see, that was met almost to perfection. Well, if I bring that up, that's the Hong Kong gap. All right, so we continue going on in Euro over here. Now, this was a little bit of a loss actually. It came up over here and then it shifted again. So what I did was I got in on this little fair value gap in price right over there, and I put my stop just here above this fair value gap. And unfortunately I got stopped. If I held it here, I would have actually been fine, but I didn't. So I was stopped out. We had a void, and we had my target, which is down here. That's what I wanted. As you can see, why did I want it? Hong Kong gap. So we then continue on to our next trade, which was the last trade of the week, but that was NFP. NFP came out, there was a massive crash. As soon as I saw market shift right over here, as it came down, I got in, set my stops really tight, just because NFP can be quite risky, but that was pretty good. Again, why is that line there? That is the Hong Kong gap for the day. The blue ones are the MMG, as we all know. But if I just change this quickly to just the 1 and take the MMG off, what you'll see is the same thing play out day in and day out, over and over again. So that was my target. That would have been a monster trade, but unfortunately didn't quite get into that one, and that's okay. I was in it, but I only took a little bit of profits on that to put us back. So then we have GBP. So GBP was actually interesting. I was taking sells as soon as I started showing this. This is actually when I started taking the sells later on GJ, because I saw there was a weakness in the chart over here. Now that's interesting. There was a little shift in price over here. As it started coming up again, I got in and I got out at this tiny little volume imbalance in price right over here. That right there, that little volume imbalance, that was my target. Ultimate target, of course, was the other end of the Hong Kong gap, and these voids. But because it was showing choppiness, I was like, nah, I'm not going to be involved in this. There's no ways. I'm just going to cut it. It bounced. And the third time I was just like, nah, this volume imbalance is showing me that it wants to like hold price right there. So I was like, no ways. Let's get into the next day. So we can see right here, this big white one is the weekly open. What I did here was there was a beautiful equal low in price over here with a void that was formed right there. Now what I did was, as soon as price started coming up, I saw there was a little fair value gap in price. I got in, set the stop 1.5R, and switched just a couple of minutes to that void, and I was out of price. Now again, targets are always the Hong Kong gap, which is right over here. So see, that is beautiful. Then there's a void created in that area there anyways. Move on to the next day. This is when I streamed live on Thursday actually. So price came up here, started coming down. I took my entry, I got stopped out there. Then I started getting mad because I was like, I am going to revenge trade this. Because I know I'm not wrong, okay? So again, target, Hong Kong gap. If I just take this off of price, you can see that line right there, right here. There's a void over there, Hong Kong gap's there. You can see how those two are tapped beautifully. Again, I'm not wrong. It's weird. So, but you can still lose trades even when you are wrong, and that's quite a humbling experience. So I got stopped over here. I saw price shift again, shift come down. I got in again. I'd ended my stream already, and then what I did was I saw the fair value gap there, and this to me looked like a break of market structure, and it was just coming to retest. And I got in and I carried on holding because I was like, nah, it's gonna go all the way down to where I wanted to. And I had my stops up here, and I got stopped out. So then I know I'm gonna get in again. So what we had over here was we had this little void in price right there. That, let me just mark that out quickly. Void. So we had price shift again, price shifted structure. It came up, went into this fair value gap, and it showed me that it was going to continue going down. So then what I did was, as soon as that little fair value gap came in, I took the entry and then started going in my favor, and I had my stops just above this little fair value gap of void right here, and I got stopped out. Straight after I got stopped out there again. If I just put this over here, I could have gone for a nice 4R, but I was getting greedy. Yeah, it's very humbling. It's a very, very humbling experience. I wanted a 7.5, but unfortunately I just didn't get it, and that's fine. Price is price, and it does what it does. Why these targets? Again, as always, if I pull up this one, you can see the Hong Kong gap right down here. That could have been a monster banger as well. That's okay. again, it's a nice humbling experience, and we live and we learn as we go. And then we had that beautiful trade on Friday after NFP. I was expecting buy side just because the market has shifted, and I'm expecting everything else to go long and DXY to start dropping. So we have over here, it's just been going up and up and up and up. And then we had a nice little shift on the hourly, and now we are entering. This was a liquidity grab, and now we're entering price to go lower. If we look at this on the daily, so I have all of this on the day, week, all of that. We have the weekly fair value gap that I put there actually when I was streaming originally, that being the weekly target. So if I pull that up the week, you can see that fair value gap there, weekly. That's been the draw this whole time. There's a volume imbalance just underneath it, which was my reason for entering those days. But we had this big one, and there was a massive reaction from here. Now price still could come up here, but I'm expecting, especially after a couple of weeks of just pure bull candles, for it to go down. Now we also have the weekly sell side here at the bottom, and let's go into the daily now, and you'll see what's been happening. Here, that's consequent encroachment. On the shorter time frame, there's a little fair value gap on the hourly, and there's a whole bunch of, we're looking like it's going to start shifting or consolidating as we go. I've been expecting a big shift, especially after this liquidity is taken over here and this gets tapped, for it to continue raging lower. And that's what we're seeing, which is nice. It's nice to see that price is very consistent. It's very, very consistent. So I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day and week. Take care of yourselves. We made a decent 2.7% this week. So hopefully in this next week, we can pass. Take care of yourselves. Bye.
All right, quick recap for my Blue Guardian challenge this week. Ended up being nearly a wash. I think I was down with commissions and everything. I was down $12. Overall, it's just kind of a slow week. I had Monday just a little above break even. Tuesday, no trades. Wednesday had basically a 1 hour trade, and then a couple of losses here Thursday and Friday. So I think with all the news and everything, it was just a little choppy and not real great for finding the right trade. So today, this trade here that was a loss, it was a little forced, and I was hoping for one more trade before the end of the week. And I think that attitude needs to go. I think just trading trades that are actually worth trading with good potential. Overall, it's a good week because I didn't overtrade, even though today was a little bit maybe over trading because I shouldn't have really maybe jumped in that trade. But coming from previously where I was getting into 10 to 20 trades a week, this week was I think 5 or 4. So I'm still happy with the week. I'm not going to reduce my risk, just pretty much break even draw week for me. So looking forward to next week and seeing what it holds. Thanks, Cam. Thanks, Blue Guardian.
All right, folks, I'm here at Black Bull Markets headquarters in Auckland, New Zealand. You can see this amazing view behind me of Auckland Harbour. Now, talking about views, if you do want to get free TradingView Pro, then all you need to do is trade 1 lot a month at Black Bull Markets, and they're going to give you free TradingView Pro. So, folks, to find out more, click the link in the description below or the card above.